don't need to start talking.
Okay.
So we're on.
Looks good. So we good to start?
A couple minutes.
I can wait. Can you tell if people are watching or not? Like if people have logged in? Okay. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Universal Spirit Yoga, universalspirityoga.com, our virtual online celebration of the International Yoga Day. So this is the 6th International Yoga Day. It's a holiday sanctioned by the United Nations, where we respect the roots of yoga, where it came from, celebrate the fact that it's not an ancient text, but a living thing that we continue to nurture and practice every day. And as we respect and honor the practice, we in turn get the benefits that yoga is going to give to us. My name is Sherry. I'm one of the teachers here at Universal Spirit Yoga. And today, I'm going to teach a class that has segments of what we teach here at the studio. I'm so proud to be a team member here at this studio, because what we do is not gym yoga. It's not mainstream necessarily. What you see on other channels, we really work into the anatomy of the poses. We offer modifications. We give yoga to students as young as 12 weeks up until we have people in their late 80s, early 90s coming to take yoga classes from us. So what I want to do today is kind of show you the different styles and classes that we teach here. It's going to be very lighthearted. It's going to be very fun. Some of the things are going to be very gentle. Some of the things are going to be a little more challenging. If I get to a pose that is not in your wheelhouse, you're not comfortable doing, please just enjoy, sit down, rest, enjoy for a few moments, knowing that as we go on, we're gonna find more things that are accessible to you. If you're used to doing very strong, quick moving, powerful yoga, you might find challenge in the yin poses or some of the more gentle things that we're going to do, but I ask you to stay and try it and see how it feels. You may discover something that you enjoy that you didn't know about before. We are also going to do a little bit of kids yoga. We teach yoga to kids here. We're going to teach more as we can open the studio back up, but there's nothing more fun than an adult doing a kid's pose or looking at it from a child's point of view. So with that being said, I will, as we go through the poses, tell you what style we're doing, where you can find these classes online with us if you haven't already. I know a lot of you are our regulars, but maybe you've never taken the 2111 class. Maybe you've never taken the yin class or the gentle class. So this is a nice chance to explore those different areas, see how it is. In yoga, when I'm teaching new students, I always say we have 3 rules. The first rule is you breathe in and out through your nose unless the teacher tells you otherwise. A lot of breath work comes in and out through the nose. The second part is if we do something on one side, we are going to do it on the other. So if I have you lean to the left, know that at some point I'm going to have you lean to the right. And the third thing is if you come out of a pose, if you can't reach it, if you stumble, smile and try it again. It's okay. There's no grades. We're just here to play and have fun today. So the props that we're going to use, and I'd like you to have handy, I'm sitting on a blanket. A throw blanket would be fine. Any sort of, not quite a duvet or something that can cover your bed, but something that will just elevate your hips, give you a little bit of cushion under your hips and later under your head and your neck. I have a chair here. My chair has no arms and it's nice and sturdy. I would like the same thing. If you don't have a folding chair, kitchen chair, dining room chair would work. No arms is going to be the easiest thing that you can work with. I have a bolster. Bolsters, if you don't have a bolster, a stack of thick blankets or a couch cushion, something like that, that would work. And I have blocks. If you don't have blocks, our studio owner Poonam has discovered this works great with a toilet paper roll. So feel free to grab 2 toilet paper rolls. The way that we've been shopping, we should all have 2 toilet paper rolls. And then the last thing we're going to use is a strap. And if you don't have a yoga strap, I'm not using my yoga strap, I'm using the scarf. So a scarf or the tie off of your bathrobe, anything like that that's going to give you a little bit of length and help you extend your arms out. And if you're not familiar with props, you're going to be, we'll work with them here and I'll explain the benefits of them as we go. So everyone, please come take a seat that's comfortable for you. I'm sitting with my legs crossed in Sukhasana, an easy pose. This pose is easy for me. If it's not easy for you, feel free to take your blocks and put them underneath your knees. So if you're not comfortable and your knees don't reach the ground, you're going to bring the ground closer to your knees. Raise your spine up, drop your shoulders down, and let's take a moment to disconnect from everything else that's going on in the world right now. So feel free to close your eyes. You're going to take a slow, deep breath in through your nose. Let your belly fill up with air. Let your chest widen. Let your throat soften. And then exhale, release through the throat, release through the chest, and finally let your belly push back towards your spine to get that breath out. Inhaling again, the belly fills with air, the chest widens, the throat softens. And then reversing with the exhale through the throat and the chest and the belly. As you breathe in, you find room to expand, to rise up, to lengthen. And as you breathe out, you sink further down into the support beneath you. Is there any place on you that is sore today? Physical spot that is hurting, that is bothering you? Adjust this pose as you need to feel comfortable, but also as you inhale, send that breath, that oxygen, that prana to the spot that's sore. Let it flood that area. And then as you release, let some of that tension go in your breath. It doesn't happen in one breath. It'd be great if it did, but let it just chip away. And as your body starts to become accustomed to this time, this place, yoga means to join together, mind and body working together. So let's get your mind here with your body. Take a moment and close out everything outside of the space that you're in, everything outside of the building that you're in, outside of your house, wherever you are. Let the world turn without you for a little bit and release and let go of what's outside your house. And then go ahead and release and let go of what is outside of the room that you are in. If you hear other household members walking around, dishwasher, washing machine going, we don't need that. Go ahead and close it out. Everything outside of the room that you're in. And finally, tighten that space more and release everything outside of your mat that you're on. So the rest of the room fades away. Your attention is here on your mat. You can't exactly take vacation and travel at the moment. So think of this mat as your island, your own personal retreat. Should any thoughts from any area we've shut out come into your vision during class, know that that's okay. That happens. But just because the thought comes in doesn't mean you have to hold on to it. So you can do two things. Picture yourself taking that thought, boxing it up if you think it's important, setting the box outside the door of the room that you're in. Or with your next exhale, blow that thought away and let it drift away. If it comes back, blow it away again. And now come and bring your hands together into Anjali Mudra. That's what we call this Namaste hands folded together at the center of your chest. Bow your head down. And I'm going to start our class with one chant of Om. And if you'd like to join in with me in this chant of unity and togetherness, even though we're physically apart, if you'd like to chant together as a group, please do so. Take a deep, slow breath in. Inhale, bring your arms out to the side. Reach them up overhead and exhale, bring your hands back to Namaste. Placing your hands on your knees, start to make some circles here. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, pulling back. So we're going to do a few poses and movements here from a class that we started doing once the shutdown happened and we had to move online. We thought one of the best ways to serve the community at that time was to come up with a class specifically targeted for the nervous system, and we call it Yoga for Stress and Anxiety. The class is incredibly gentle, focusing more on the nervous system than the physical body. Inhaling, reach the breath in, and exhaling, pull back. And since we tend to spend 90% of our day, according to recent surveys, in the fight or flight mode, I thought it might be nice to address that right off the bat and get the body moving into the parasympathetic nervous system or rest and digest mode. Go ahead and reverse that direction, bringing the chest forward, still breathing in as you come forward, still exhaling as you pull back. That doesn't change, just the direction that you're going in. And the key is to move with your breath. So you're breathing slow, you're moving slow. Back to center, place the left hand on the left knee, put the right hand behind you as you twist. If that's too intense, please place your hand on your shoulder. Release back to center, put the right hand on the right knee, left hand to the shoulder or left hand behind you. As you exhale, turn and twist. Don't hold your breath. And release back to center. Now I would like you to come onto your hands and knees. And if your knees are not always a willing participant in the yoga class, let's be kind to them and place a blanket underneath the knees. Coming into tabletop pose, I would like your wrists and your shoulders to be stacked on top of each other, as well as your knees and your hips. Your hips probably are not as wide as you think they are. Look between your feet if you can, or between your knees if you can see your toes. Go ahead and move them out of the way. Back is nice and flat. We're going to come into cat and cow with a slight variation. And the point of the variation is to open up the passages in the neck that our nerves run through so they have more room to slide and glide. Any pinched nerve is going to cause stress in the body. So go ahead to come with, take your breath into cow. So breathing in, you're going to drop the belly down, raise the tailbone up, open the chest up, take your gaze up. So far, this is our normal cow. What I'd like you to do now is drop your head down to your chin like you would for cat, but don't move your back yet. Drop the head, and then breathe out and round into cat. Pushing that air out. From cat, lift your head up. It's not going to go up very high, but it is going to come just past your fingertips, your gaze. And then, breathing in, drop into the cow. So what I'm having you do is move your head before you move your back. Dropping the head, rounding the spine. Raising the head, dropping the belly. Move at your own pace. With your breath, not with my voice. As you give those spinal nerves a little more room to have space to relax and to help that nervous system calm. Go ahead, after your next cat, flatten yourself into a neutral spine. Come back off of your knees. Take this blanket, set it away, and just come up to standing. Stand not quite mountain pose. Mountain pose, we're going to have our feet underneath our hips. I want you to stand just a bit wider than that. but give your body the same attention that you give in Tadasana, which is stretching the toes out, pushing the big toes and little toes equally into the mat. Drawing the tailbone down, dropping the shoulders, leveling the chin with the floor. Bring your hands into Namaste, and then extend the right arm out. Breathe in. Exhale, bring the right arm back to center and extend the left arm out. Breathe in and move. Inhaling, you're opening that arm up. Exhaling, you're bringing it back to center. Inhaling, you're opening the other arm up. And what's really important is that you link the breath with the movement. Get your mind on board here with your body. Do one more round on each side. And then rest your hands back in Namaste. Let's do a little bit of slow flow yoga. So this is something that Jessica teaches. This is something flow yoga that Rachel teaches. And we're going to start by breathing your arms up and in, exhaling, bowing forward. And I'd like you to step back to downward facing dog. Move your feet back. If your heels do not touch the floor, welcome to the club. It's a big club. There's a lot of us. Don't worry about it. Get as close as you can. Raise your hips up. If your back hurts, please, please, please bend your knees in this pose. Honor your back, not your ego. And then breathing in, I would like you to come into upward facing dog. Open the chest up. My knees are off the ground, but if you cannot do that, rest your knees on the ground and know that it's fine. Breathe out, come back to downward facing dog. And then go ahead and step your left leg forward, right leg back, rise up into warrior two. Ground your toes down, bend your knees. The difference with slow flow and flow is we give you time to get into the pose, really get you aligned up so your bones and your muscles are happy. Inhale, bow, come forward. On your next inhale, turn the right toes out and bend into warrior two, placing the hands down. Put that knee right over the ankle. Raise up, come forward. Toes come forward. Inhale up into that 5-point star. Drop your shoulders down. Take deep belly breaths. You are opening up the lymph nodes underneath your arms. This helps keep your body healthy. You're helping with lymphatic drainage. Staying healthy, keeping our lungs open, has been more important than ever these past few months. And something as simple as this can help. And then I'd like you to bow forward. If you want to use a block, you may take a block and put it by your feet. Now, if this feels tight, go further away. If you feel like I'm not getting much of a stretch at all, lower the block, maybe don't use the block, but bring it closer to you. Drop your head down, come into this inversion, and then making sure your hands are steady on the block or on the floor. Breathe out, bend the left knee and move the body to the left. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, bend the right knee and move the body to the right. Go ahead and move it to the left again. Inhaling, come up. Move it to the right. So you can adjust this pose as you need to. Right now my hands are on the ground. If I wanted to challenge myself more, I would raise up and bring my hands to Namaste. Hold yourself down again. Step back into downward facing dog. Ground the left foot down. Bend the right foot up so the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. And then breathing out, put that right hip on top of the left. Come into a twist, look underneath your right arm. And like I said, if we're doing anything that is above your level today, just take a break, enjoy, and the next thing may be exactly what you're looking for since we're doing a variety of styles today. Come back down with the right foot, put the right foot down on the ground, lift the left foot, sole of the foot faces up, exhale, twist. Looking underneath the left arm. Back to center. Come into upward facing dog. Breathe in, fill the chest, and when it's time to breathe out, come into downward facing dog. Go ahead now, you can bring the right leg forward. We did the left leg last time. Rotate yourself up. Inhale, raise up to 5-pointed star. Drop the shoulders down. Turn your toes away. The right toe turns to the right. Left toes turn to the left. Straighten your back. Make your belly nice and strong. And exhale, squat. Into goddess pose. So those who are taking class with me know this isn't really the full goddess pose. Full goddess pose happens when you exhale through your mouth, one of the few poses you do that, and stick your tongue out on your chin. If not in your own home, then when can you do this pose? So go ahead and let's do it with me. One more time. And raise up. If that doesn't make you feel powerful, I'm sorry, keep trying it. Eventually that becomes a pose of ownership and power. It feels so great. And return back to mountain pose. Moving from slow flow into the class I probably get the most questions about, which is a class that's exclusive here to Universal Spirit Yoga called 2111. So 2111 is a sequence of 21 poses that in a class are done in 11 rounds. We'll be doing maybe 2 rounds, probably 1 round here today. Everyone wants to know, what is this? Because it's brand new, it exists only at this studio. Can I do it? I bet you can, because you've done all of these 21 poses before, maybe just not in this sequence. And it is a beautiful sequence. Poonam invented it, or choreographed it, whatever terms you would like to use, and you bend forward as much as you bend backwards, you bend left as much as you bend right, you rest on each side. So it's a very balanced practice, and you leave feeling very invigorated, ready to face the day. You sweat a little bit, life is good. Ellen is the guru of this. Ellen teaches this series, and she has some beautiful students who come every week. We'd love to have more if you want to give it a try. There are other classes also during the week, but Ellen the time is right, the teacher's right, she's great. So find a 2111 class that you would like to try. But let's do it together here. You can have blocks at the top of your mat. Those are really the only props that you're going to need, and some people don't need the blocks. Hands come together to Namaste. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead, take a back bend. Exhale, fold, and put your hands on the ground. Bending your knees is fine. Using the blocks is fine. Come to a full forward fold. So you're going to drop the head down as you do that. Place your hands on your shins or your thighs and inhale, come forward. Breathe out, breathe in, raise up into chair pose. Bring your hands down to the center. Exhale, twist to the right. Inhale, back up to center. Your option to raise the hands if you want to. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, come back up to center. Put your hands back on the ground. Forward fold. Step the right foot back. Step the left foot back. And you come into a plank, top part of a push-up. From plank, I would like you to come into the Ashtanga Namaskar pose, 8-point pose. You're going to put your knees on the floor, rest your forearms, put your chest on the floor, put your chin on the floor. How do you know you're doing it right? Does it feel awkward? Yes? Good, you're doing it right. Breathe in, come up into up dog. Breathe out, come down into down dog. And then you're going to step that right foot forward, ground the left heel, warrior one. From warrior one, bring the right hand forward, warrior two. Flip the right palm over, raise it overhead. Exhale, put the right forearm on the right thigh, raise that left arm over. Return the left hand to the block or to the floor. Come up on the left heel, so the heel's off the ground on the left foot, and you're going to raise the right arm up to take a twist. Breathing out, take that right hand down, put the left heel back on the ground, bring the left hip forward, legs are straight, pyramid pose. You may also use the blocks for this. And then step that right foot back into a plank, and from plank into chaturanga. So chaturanga is the bottom part of a push-up. You tuck your elbows in, you hover just over the floor, and you stay there until you want to breathe in, and then you move back into up dog, into down dog. Step the left leg forward, and we're going to repeat that warrior sequence here with the left knee forward and bent. Warrior one. Round into warrior two. Flip that left hand over. Raise it up overhead. Reverse warrior, and then come down to extended side angle. That is the left arm resting on the left thigh. Right arm comes up over knee, overhead. You can really feel the extension in the right body. And then put the right toes on the mat, lift the right heel, twist, lift the left hand. Return the left hand down to the earth or to the blocks. Ground the right heel, bring the right hip forward, keep the legs straight, come into the pyramid. And from this pyramid pose, I would like you to step back into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, you need to get your feet up by your hands. That can be done by walking, hopping, or jumping them. Fold into the forward bend. Inhale, reach up. Catch your breath. Tree pose. Spread your right toes. Lift the knee. Come up on the left toes. Turn the left knee on and away. Find a level that works with you. You can keep your hands at heart center or raise them up. Bring the hands back down. Fold that left knee in. Stand on the left leg. Bend the right. Turn the right knee out. Lift back up. Hands back together into prayer position. So that, my yogis, is all that 2111 is. Taking the mystery out of it, we do that sequence 11 times. Shavasana never felt so good when you get to the end as it does with this class. That was challenging. That was definitely adult yoga. So let's play with kids yoga. Teaching kids is something that we do here at the studio. We love to do it, but more importantly, I like to teach kids yoga to adults. It's very hard to be judgmental and take yourself super seriously when you are doing kids yoga. And all that does then is lighten your outlook on life. I think with everything going on, a little bit of fun and a new perspective, all it does is recharge your batteries. It's not disrespectful to anything. You're just taking care of yourself, getting yourself in a better frame of mind so you can go out and serve and be kind to others. Let's practice this tree pose that we just did. So we did this fairly seriously. A lot of attention to what we were doing. There's a very familiar song that we're going to go with this pose. I'm going to sing. I would love for you guys to sing, once again, like the goddess pose. No one can hear you, you're in your house, so let's play with this. Everyone know head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. All right, here we go with tree pose. Ready? Head, shoulders, right leg, yoga pose, yoga pose. Head, shoulders, yoga pose. Breathe in and out deeply through your nose. Bend down and touch your toes, touch your toes. Let's do that again, just because you know you can. Left leg, head, shoulders, yoga pose. Head, shoulders, yoga pose. Breathe in and out deeply through your nose. Bend down and touch your toes, touch your toes. That would be really young little kids. If I'm going to teach kids who are around 10 years old, let's do a sun salutation together, kid style, all right? One sun salutation, that's 12 poses. It's a traditional ancient sequence. Sorry, I forgot my word there. And we are going to do it through song. There's a chorus. I would like you to sing the chorus with me. The chorus has the phrase, Om Namah Shivaya. Shiva is our first yoga teacher. He is the person who has given us all these poses. Om Namah means we are practicing together with all the teachers and all the students that have ever been. That is what we are singing, all right? So the phrase goes, Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Give it a try. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Shanti, peaceful you. And you say it again. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. All right? So let's go. I'll sing the rest of it, but that part we sing together. Let's sing. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Salutation to the sun is fun. Do these 12 steps and then we're done. Stand in mountain pose, hands in prayer position. Tell me, friends, what are you wishing? Tell me what you're wishing. Reach your hands to the sky. Now it's time to fly. Bend from your hips, reach down to your toes. Ragdoll position is the next pose. Step your right leg back. Keep your knee on the ground. And look up straight ahead. And let's make a happy sound. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Sing with me. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Step your left leg back. Now your body's in a V. Now this is called downward dog. Tell me, friends, what do you see? Tell me, friends, what do you see? I see the door. I see my knees. What do you see? Bring your knees to the ground, chest, chin on the floor. Keep your elbows in, there's so much more. Cobra is next, you don't want to miss. Pick your head up high and let's all make a hiss. Don't lay there on the floor looking like a log. It's time to come on up and do a downward dog. Bring your right leg up, left knee on the ground. And once again, let's make that happy sound. Everybody together? Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Bring your left leg up and hang in ragdoll. Then reach up really, really tall. All your troubles have now gone away. Bring your hands back to Namaste. Last time. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Namah Shivaya, let your love shine through. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Om Shanti, peaceful you. Wonderful job, you guys. Think about last International Yoga Day. We did 108 sun salutations. And the yoga day before that, and the yoga day before that. It takes about 2 hours. Can you imagine if we had to say it for 2 hours? We'd be giggling, it'd be fun, you have a lot of space. But we still got our sun salutation in online, just in a different way. Play with your kids, teach them that. They don't have to get the poses right. All you want to do is teach them to love yoga. Don't teach them about anything else. And as they get older, as they get stressed, as they need yoga, they'll remember back to when they were younger about how much fun it was and how good they felt. From our kids' yoga, I want to move into just one pose that I think is so indicative of how the teachers here at USY teach. We're going to do one pose, but so this pose could be in your beginning continuing class, this pose could be in your classical, this pose could be in hatha. But what we're doing is teaching you the basics, the anatomy, everything of it. And that pose is the dancer pose. So for those of you who have seen this pose on Big Fancy Glossy Yoga Magazine, yes, we're going to work with this pose, but we're going to do it right, because that's what we like to do here at USY. You may need a chair for balance. You may need a wall for balance. I'm going to set this chair up just so I have access to the back of the chair in case I need it. This is where you're going to need that scarf or that strap, maybe. All right? These poses are here, these props are here to help the pose fit your body. Your body should never have to fit the pose. The pose should always have to fit your body. If you cannot get into a pose, you ask the teacher for a recommendation, for a modification. We are all trained to do that. We don't want you getting hurt. So for dancer pose, let's start standing on the, I'm going to turn this around. We're going to stand on the right leg to start with. You're going to stand facing the chair. I'm going to turn for a minute because I want you to see my knees. Spreading the right toes, lifting the right knee. Leg is nice and strong. Belly is nice and strong because this is a balancing pose as well as a back bend. I now want you to fold the left leg and keep your knees level. Some people may be able to hold onto their foot. If you can and it doesn't give you any stress, great. If it can't, well then your legs need to, your arms need to be a little bit longer. And that's what the strap is for. So you're going to line Your knees up nice and even. Hold on to that strap or hold on to the foot. And then take this left hip and bring it forward. If you had flashlights taped to your hips, they should be shining straight in front of you, not off at an angle. Roll the shoulders back, keeping the knees together. Put that right hand in front of you on the wall or the chair if you don't feel steady about your balance. And then go ahead and kick that foot into either your hand or the strap. Kick it straight back, but don't let the hips, don't let those flashlights on your hips go off to an angle. Keep them shining right in front of you. You already feel the back bend. This is it. Now, if you can use that right hand, it can be pressed into the wall, it can be on the chair. If you feel that you have the balance, you can just bring it up in front of you, kind of a counterweight to that left leg. And this, my yogis, is dancer pose, not this. If you do this, you lose the back bend. You lose the weight bearing in the leg. But, so why do you always see this? Because this looks pretty on a magazine. This is proper yoga. After holding this pose for a breath or two more, come out of the pose the way you came into it. Bring your hand down for support. Kick that foot down and come up to standing. I'm going to do the next side without the strap. Spread the left toes, lift the knee, engage the quad, belly is nice and strong, and you're going to fold the right leg, hold on with the strap, or hold on to your foot. Your knees stay together and level, and your hips are level. So if you move that right hip back to find your foot, fine and good, move it forward now. Roll that right shoulder back, and kick the foot into the hand. Find the back bend here. Not all back bends are on the ground. And then bring the arm up in front of you. If you can. If you can't, feel free to leave it on the chair. Make the pose your own. The longer you spend in a balancing pose and a weight-bearing pose, the more bone density your body's creating on the appendage that's using, be it your foot or your hand. Exhale. Bring this foot down. Release. Come out. All right. We can teach this pose two ways here. We do teach this pose two ways here. If balance is your enemy today, I hope it's not. I hope you don't have any enemies. If balance is not working with you, what I would like you to do is try this pose laying down. Almost any balancing pose can be practiced laying down. Let your body get used to it, how the pose feels, let your muscle memory kick in, and then you can stand up and do the pose and put gravity into the equation later. And that's what we're going to do here. So I'm going to lay down on my belly. You may use the strap if you need to. And I'm going to flex my right foot as if I were standing on it. That doesn't change. How are your hips? Are your hips both equally pressed into the mat? Because that means they're square. This is a great way of seeing if your hips are square. I'm going to keep my right foot flexed as if I'm standing, and I'm going to bend my left foot. My knees are together. You may use the strap around your foot here, or hold on to your foot, and go ahead and kick that foot into the strap of the hand, left foot. What happened to your hips? Are they still pressing into the mat evenly? If not, please press into the mat evenly. My right arm is stretched out, and I can raise my right arm up. It's the same pose. Only now you know your hips are squared because you feel them into the mat. You're not worried about falling over, so you're more likely to kick the foot up a little bit higher and play with it. You cannot take it into that crazy magazine version. It's impossible. And come down and rest. Take a few breaths. And then we're going to repeat this on the other side, of course. So when you're ready, you're going to flex the left foot, raise the heel up, bend the right leg, reach around, hold on to the right foot with the strap or with the hand, kick that leg in, keep both hips pressed equally into the mat, and then if you'd like to raise the left arm up, you can. Same pose. So if you have trouble with balancing poses, it's really nice to practice them on the ground. Let muscle memory kick in, and then bring gravity into the equation. All right, yogis, let's come into crocodile pose, a well-deserved rest. Fold your hands, rest your forehead, soften your back, soften your legs. Take some slow, deep breaths in, full deep breaths out. Find your breath again. Find that sense of balance between body and mind. If your mind started to wander off, come and bring it back. And when you're ready, you can roll onto one side, bring your knees into your chest, use your upper arm to push yourself into a seated position. And from here, we're going to go into our gentle yoga class. So gentle yoga class is offered 2 times a week. We have some other over 50 yoga classes that incorporate a lot of these gentle poses. And this is where the chair is going to come in. So a lot of gentle yoga, at least in the classes that I teach, is done in the chair. Not all of it, but a lot of it. Not because you're chair bound and you can't get out of the chair, but simply because we spend way more time in these chairs than we should. And we always have access to a chair. We don't always have access to a mat. So I'm going to give you some ways to do yoga in a chair when you don't have the time or the space to roll the mat out. Come have a seat in your chair. Separate your feet nice and wide. Straighten your back. We're going to go into cow and cat here. So that same thing we did on the floor, we can easily do this. I'll show you once from the front and then I'll show you from the side. Hands down, take a deep breath in, bring the chest forward, look up, breathe in. Exhale, drop the chin, round the back, press your spine against the back of the chair as you breathe out. I'm going to show you this from the side now. Inhaling, coming forward. Exhaling, coming down. Your breath is always a better guide than my voice, so please move your breath. When it's time to lean in, you come forward. When it's time to exhale, you let. I can say from experience, this cat and cow in the chair is a wonderful thing to do when you're in a traffic jam and you're driving, or you're not driving, to be more specific, and traffic is going nowhere. Just take a few moments, move that spine back and forth. Go ahead and come back to a neutral spine. And let's take a moment and work on yoga for something that we use all the time and we don't do a lot of yoga for, and that's your hands. Think about this, textasana is what we call it, or being hunched over, doing this, reading a book, working over a tabletop. It's a lot. So what I'd like you to do now is just bend your fingers and straighten them and bring them up. We're going to do this just a few times. So if you're saying to yourself, I thought I came here to do yoga, what is this lady doing? Please know that these next few poses I'm doing were some of the very first yoga poses to be written down. People, when they finally decided to change from oral tradition in yoga to written tradition, about 3,000 to 4,000 years ago, make some circles here with your wrist, please. This is what they wrote down: how to take care of your joints. When something hurts on us, it's usually something that moves. When people tell me they can't do yoga, it's because they've hurt their wrist, their knee, their shoulder. So we're going to take care of those joints. These slow rotations send a signal to the brain. Can you please go in the opposite direction now? Send a signal to the brain that we are still using these joints and they need to be taken care of. And then what the brain does is it tells the body to make more synovial fluid. That is the slippery stuff that keeps our joints moving and keeps us from hurting. So it's just a little reminder. All right, go ahead and place your right hand out in front of you. Hold on with your left fingers and exhale. Guide those right fingers back. Not hard, just a little. You'll feel it right in here. So this thing that you're feeling, that's your carpal tunnel. Carpal tunnel syndrome comes from when you're like this for too much. So let's do the opposite. Yoga's about being imbalanced. And go ahead and bring the left hand up. Right hand holds onto the left fingers. Exhale, pull back. Release here, bring the palms up. Inhale, touch your shoulders. Exhale, open. So we're being kind to our elbows right now. Once again, this is gentle yoga, but it's so necessary. I don't know anyone who doesn't want to take care of their wrists, their shoulders. Go ahead, next time your hands touch your shoulders, open them out to the sides. Come into these goalpost arms and start to work your shoulders back. And then forward. Rest here. Raise both feet here. You can switch this up and just do one or the other. Go ahead and take a moment and flex both your feet. And then make some circles with the ankles. Now pay attention as the ankles are moving. What are the knees doing? If the knees are moving too, the knees are actually trying to help make those rotations. Make the rotations smaller if you feel that your knees are kind of doing, and it's really typical if you've hurt your ankle, sometimes your knee or your hip will start to make up for the lack of motion. So try to regain that motion back with smaller circles. Go in the opposite direction. Pause here. Next movement is yogi's choice. If you want to work on your abdominal muscles, I want you to raise and lower both your knees together. If your back hurts, I want you to just raise and lower the right leg once, and then switch to the left. And then the right, and then the left. That little movement will be a lot kinder to your low back. If you want to work on your core, you can raise them both together. Go ahead and pause, rest them here. I'm going to come into chair pigeon. Pigeon pose is something that's done when you have a lot of pain in your sciatic nerve. That's what yogis recommend. As someone who's had pain in their sciatic nerve and someone who loves pigeon, I can tell you it's really hard to get into pigeon when you have pain in your sciatic nerve. So there's a couple other ways to get into the pose and still open up that area where the sciatic nerve is. So the piriformis muscle, I forgot the name of it. So let's leave the left leg right where it is. You're going to bend the right knee in. Two things are going to happen. If you can put your right ankle on your left thigh. If that doesn't work, I want you to scoot forward a little bit, straighten the left leg, and put the right ankle on the left shin. So find the way that's comfortable for you. Push that right sit bone down. Raise the spine up. Flex the right foot. If you feel a great stretch in this bent leg, you have found your pose. Stay here. If you're not feeling the stretch yet, you may need to work a little more to find it. Straight back, come forward. How far forward? That's not up to me. That's up to your right hip. So you may come forward an inch. You may come forward deeper. People who are very flexible, you can place your hands on the ground or on the chair leg. Just go to where your body wants you to go, not your ego. Slow deep breaths in. Full deep breaths out. Inhale, rise up. Release that leg down. Good leg. We're going to do this with the left side now. So you're going to lift the left leg and see how it feels against your thigh. Otherwise, straighten the right leg and put it on your shin. We're not the same on both sides. We're far from it. Injury, illness, many things mean that we may have to do this pose different on each side to get an equal effect. So honor your body. Sink that left hip bone down. Raise the spine up. Drop the shoulders down. Maybe this is where you stay. Otherwise, with a straight back, as you breathe out, you can bend forward over that bent leg. Go to the point where you feel a stretch but not pain. If you can still breathe slow and deep through your nose, you're okay. If you find yourself doing a sudden inhale or maybe breathing faster to get through the pose, you've crossed into pain, and we don't want that in yoga. Inhale, rise up. Go ahead and move that leg down. Separate your feet out here. When we did 2111, we did a side angle pose. That looked like this. We're going to do that on the chair because it's very easy to do this on the chair. So go ahead and bring your right arm across your bent legs and lift the left arm over. Twist, take that left shoulder back a bit and breathe. So I stated earlier that opening up the side body like this helps your immune system by helping with lymphatic drainage. Even if you can do the 2111, you can do this more often if you are stuck seated places. This is excellent waiting room yoga. It is, it's perfect for that. Come back to the center. And then go ahead and place your hand there. Your left hand, raise the right arm over. I have found out what's better than this being waiting room yoga. This is an excellent, I have the seat on the L all to myself yoga because no one wants to go near you. Pranayama works for that too. You do some pranayama, no one will sit by you on the L. And on a day where it's hot like today, that's a nice thing. Come back up and down. All right, so we're going to take a twist here in the chair. So this is where having no arms on the chair comes in really handy. If you do have arms on your chair, I'm going to give you a variation though, so don't worry about that. I want you to turn and sit with your right leg and your right arm against the back of the chair. So you're looking off to the side. You're going to place both hands on the back of that chair and exhaling, turn and twist. Look at the back of the chair. If this hurts your back, bring the right hand closer to the left hand and take some of that twist out. So if you have a chair with arms, here's what I want you to do. I want you to sit forward, put the left hand on the right knee, right hand on the back of the chair, and you're going to twist that way. It's really nice to have the back of the chair. It lets you know like how to square up. It is something to hold on to so you can go a little bit deeper and hold the pose for a little bit longer. Breathe in and just observe where that breath is going. It's not the same when it's in a twist. It goes to different spaces. Exhale, release, come back to center, and we're going to repeat this on the other side. So you're going to move around so that your left leg is close to the back of the chair, right leg is open and exposed. Your hands go on the back of the chair, and then as you exhale, you're going to bring your right shoulder forward, your left shoulder back. And then once again, for my yogis who have arms on their chair, you're going to bring the right hand to the left knee, left hand to the chair back, and twist. And release, come back, untwist. Come out of that chair, set it aside. We're actually going to use it one more time today, so don't have it too far away from you. The next two poses are going to be from two classes that we offer here at Universal Spirit that are kind of hidden gems. Like not everybody knows we have the class and not everybody knows what the class is about. So the first one is Yin Yoga. So Yin Yoga is taught by Ellen. And Ellen she loves Yin Yoga. She's great. If you can find a teacher who's really passionate about a certain style of yoga, man, take their class because they are fantastic. For this pose, we're going to use 2 blocks and a blanket. So Yin Yoga is about holding the poses for a while, usually a minimum of 1 or 2 minutes. You don't have to hold them that long today if you don't want to. And what happens then is it gives the body time to let the fascia, which is this net that's over all of our muscles, fascia is made of collagen, and after a few minutes, the collagen melts, and the holes in that net get bigger, and you can stretch the muscles out without damage. You can open things up a lot easier. So we're going to use 2 blocks. Seated on the blanket, we're going to take a forward bend. And what I like to do is put 1 block down on the ground flat, 1 block high on top of it. And then I fold forward and rest my forehead on the block. If this is not accessible to you, don't feel you have to skip this pose. You have a chair right there. Sit facing the chair seat, pull the chair seat closer, put your arms on the chair, and rest your forehead on your arms. And from here, let your body melt down into the pose. You should be pretty warmed up by now, which helps a lot in Yin. Your palms can face up. There are so many benefits to being still. Giving your body a chance to open up, come into the pose on its own terms. The slower you go into a pose, the longer you hold it, the less damage you do to your body while still at the same time becoming more flexible, becoming more open. This is a long, deep forward bend. And on the level of your nervous system, on the level of an emotional level, forward bends can be a little overwhelming. And I've been in class where two things have happened. People start crying. It's okay. Just cry it out. It needs to come out. People also start, on the other end of the spectrum, doing that inappropriate laughter, the laughter you get when you're at a funeral, you shouldn't laugh, and you have no idea why you're laughing. That also comes out in forward bend. So if you're in either one of those camps ever, just know that it's normal. Teachers don't mind because it's happened to all of us too. You don't know what you're sad about, you don't know what you're happy about, you just know that's the emotion that has bubbled up to the surface. And just honor it, don't hold on to it, and just let it pass when it's ready to pass. Let your spine rest. It should be pretty straight here from your neck down. There's no deep back bend, there's no big hunch going on. We're going to hold this pose for 30 seconds more. Go ahead and push your hands down. Come up. If you feel dizzy, go down into child's pose, please. And raise yourself up slowly. Little sample of yin yoga. It's a beautiful practice, and it definitely helps you find time and space in your day. It's a nice practice, too, if you've had a hectic day. You're not looking to add more movement to it. You're looking to add more stillness to your day. And on that same note, the last pose we're going to do with me, before I hand you off to Poonam, is restorative yoga. So restorative yoga, we offer it in two ways. We have a class on Tuesday nights. Every Tuesday night, we have restorative yoga. This is a wonderful thing. We also, once a month, have a 2-hour restorative yoga workshop. That is going to happen July 12th. It is online. You can practice from your home. You just need to have a lot of these yoga props to be comfortable and really enjoy the practice. So for this restorative yoga, we are going to do legs on the chair. Not as pretty a name as the dancer pose or Sukhasana, but delivers what it promises. You're going to need a blanket or a pillow, something to go under your head, and of course you're going to need a chair to put your legs on. So what I'm going to have you do, please, is put your legs on the chair. So hopefully all of your calves are resting on the chair leg. And then you're going to take that blanket and put it underneath your head and your neck. Your shoulders are on the ground. Make sure that you're nice and situated and even on both sides. You may want to lay a blanket on the ground underneath you if you need more cushioning. You may want to put a blanket on the chair if you want to cushion your legs. And this is the pose. And this pose is powerful. What you are doing is the restorative version of a headstand or a handstand. If you can't get into a headstand or a handstand, this or putting your legs up the wall is a great alternative. It delivers a lot of the same benefits. It's an inversion. You've got your bottom half up over your top half. Inversions are calming for the nervous system. So we recommend them when you're feeling moments of anxiety or insomnia. This time of year when it's hot and humid, if you notice your feet starting to swell, your ankles starting to swell with edema, do legs on the chair or legs up the wall. That's going to help relocate that fluid, get everything back into balance without asking your heart to pump so hard, without asking your circulatory system to do extra work. Your hands can be on your belly, or they can be down at the side, palms facing up or down. Physically holding a pose in restorative yoga is the easy part. Mentally holding the pose in restorative yoga is more challenging. Because the props are holding your body, and everything's nice and balanced, your mind tends to wander. If that happens, think about your breath. Say to yourself with each breath in, I am breathing in. And with each breath out, I am breathing out. I am breathing in. And I am breathing out. Rest your eyes, hold this pose for a few more moments. Drifting back into your body now. We're going to come out of this restorative pose. In a restorative class, you can hold the poses anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes, depending on the pose. But now, I'd like you to come out of the pose. Bring your knees into your chest, take them away from this chair, roll away onto your side, and then use your upper arm to push you up into a seated position. And that blanket that was under your head can go back underneath your hips. So one of the things we emphasize here at the studio is that there are 8 limbs of yoga. Traditional Ashtanga yoga has 8 steps. These poses that we just did together over the last hour and 15 minutes are step number 3. Meaning that there are things we do before we get on our mat, but there's more to do after. So today, on International Yoga Day, you have reached the end of your journey with me. I have taken you with the asanas, with the poses, as far as I can today. And I will be now handing you off online at 11:35 to our studio owner, Poonam. Poonam is going to go through the 4th limb of yoga, which is pranayama and breath work. So important. The whole point of these poses is to open the body up to breathe properly and to learn stillness, to sit and focus in meditation, if that is something that you do, or just to be able to sit still. So please follow the rest of this class. Brian, do we have a link for them or keywords to go to?
I'm just putting something in the comments now.
So, okay.
To the YouTube channel.
Wonderful. So if you look, thank you, and thank you so much to Brian Hartwell, who has been here making sure all of this happens. If he wasn't here, I would just be talking to myself in a dark room with no internet access, because that's how it would work. So
You made me laugh.
well, thank you so much. So Brian has just put into the comments the link or the information you need to get to where Poonam is. She's at the Hindu Temple of Greater Chicago right now. She is going to teach pranayam, and even better than pranayam, she's going to teach yoga nidra. Yoga nidra is the most decadent shavasana you have ever taken, which is why I didn't put you in shavasana. My shavasana today would pale in comparison to what Poonam has for you. So please join her there. She is scheduled to go on at 11:35. So what are you going to do between now and 11:35? You can rest. You can go back to legs on the chair. You can sit still for a moment. It's okay to sit still. I'm giving you permission to sit still and do nothing. So we're wrapping up the practice here in the studio. So on behalf of myself and all the teachers here at Universal Spirit Yoga, thank you for joining us. If you would like to join us throughout the week, we have classes 7 days a week. We're at universalspirityoga.com. If you have any questions about anything we offer here or anything that I taught you, anything like that, email the studio, universalspirityoga@gmail.com. That will come into our general inbox, and it will then be directed to whatever teacher teaches what you have a question about. If you have any questions for me personally, my address is yoga, Y-O-G-A, at Blissful Turtle, BLISSFULTURTLE.com. So that is, my name is Sherry. That is my email address if you need to reach out to me personally. If you go to universalspirityoga@gmail, though, it will get to me. So if you only want to memorize one address, memorize that one. Thank you so much. Please tune in to our studio owner, Poonam, because this practice is not finished. It is time for her to finish it for you. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to end this segment with 1 chant of Om and 3 of Shanti for peace. And if you'd like to join me, please do. Placing your hands in that Anjali Mudra, raising your spine up. Take a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much. Enjoy the next step of your practice. Namaste.